In 1902, a chap called Selwyn Edge won a car race in France called the Gordon Bennett Trophy, and as a result Britain had to host the event in 1903. At the same time, the motorboat world, the embryonic motorboat world, was keen to participate in racing and get something organised, and they persuaded Lord Harmsworth of the Daily Mail to put up a trophy. But in Britain we had a speed limit for cars of 12 miles an hour, so they decided to host an event in Ireland, and so the Irish Fortnight came into existence in July 1903, in which there was the Gordon Bennett car race, and there was also motorboat race in Cork Harbour. And in that motorboat race, Scolopendra, this launch that I acquired as a bag of strips of wood in about 10 years ago, is the last survivor of that race, and she was the first motorboat built to a racing rule, and as far as I'm aware, she's the oldest surviving motor racing boat in the world. And so it's been a very pleasant voyage of discovery, finding out about the Thornycrofts, just what an amazing family they were. The boat builders, which was built by a chap called Frank Maynard at Strand on the Green for Thornycrofts, and the engine, which was Thornycroft's first petrol engine that they used to power her. And it's been 10 years of meeting some tremendous people and finding out more and more about her history, and how she was sold to Canada in 1904 from the motor car show, the automobile show at Crystal Palace in London, where she was the centrepiece of Thornycroft's stand. And then she went to Canada and became an armed gunboat on Lake Erie fighting a fishing war. So on her starboard side we see the remains of shotgun marks. On the port side there's the remains of where she was dragged up the side of the cruiser Vigilant, which was armed with 3-inch guns. Well, I don't think the 3-inch guns were used too much, but certainly the Lee Enfields and the Gatling guns, or whatever they were certainly used against the Americans, because the Americans had fished out their side of the lake and came across each day to poach on the Canadian side, and the Canadians didn't seem to like it very much. So she fought this fishing war for about 10 years, and then after that she became a house builder's boat on Lake Huron at Parry Sound. And when this chap passed away, she went into storage, and a guy called Bruce Devine looked after her in Montreal, and then eventually she was sold, and then I managed to buy her from the estate of somebody else. And as I say, it's been 10 years pure joy rebuilding her, getting her back to her original condition. And whilst an original engine isn't in her yet, it will be soon, and that will complete the restoration. She's 30 foot long, 5-foot beam, and she weighs about 900 kilos. She'll weigh a little less when we get the original engine in her. She'll do about 20 miles an hour. The plaque records her doing 18.2 as an average over the race, the main race, which was the Yachtsman's Trophy in Ireland. And she just slips along. I mean, the biggest problem with her is going slow enough, no matter how small a prop I put on her. She's just very, very slippery. So, and handling her is an absolute joy.